Are you good, man? Shit. Hey. Hey.
Law enforcement shows up and they said, hey, has there been a lot of activity out here? When did you get here? Just a little unsettling. I don't know. I'm like, is this a safe area? Is it safe?
Nafala is a solo outdoors woman who documents her camping adventures on TikTok. On this trip, she set out on a 3-day camping adventure in Australia. After packing her bags, she traveled by boat to a remote island, a campsite only accessible by water.
I don't even know how I'm going to camp here for the next 3 days, but it's going to be exciting.
You'll be all right, actually. It's all westerly.
Alright, that's all my stuff packed onto the ferry. Now we just wait to take off. We are here. Surprisingly, it's not as windy as it was on the other side, so... Guys, I am freaking out. I just made it to the campsite and I am the only one here. Literally, I'm the only psycho that is camping here today. There's no one else. I'm gonna be here all by myself. Like usually every time I've camped anywhere, there's always other campers, which reassures me because like I've got company. Even though like I don't talk to other people, I just do my own thing, but there's always other campers around. So like it's reassuring that there's other people. So if something happens, like you're not alone, but I'm literally alone. I'm the only person on this island. This is scary, but it's an adventure on its own, and like I'm all for it. I'm for this adventure.
After arriving, she quickly realized something unsettling. She was completely alone. No other campers, no rangers, no one. Despite the unease, Nafila pushed on and set up her tent. But as night fell, things took a disturbing turn.
At about 9 p.m, that's when things started to get a little bit sinister and weird. I noticed that someone was shining a torch into my tent. I was a little bit concerned, but I initially thought that it might be the park rangers because when someone's camping there, legally the rangers need to be on the grounds. So if someone's camping there, there's always rangers. So I assumed maybe the rangers had come back and they're just doing like a property check. So what I did was I called the national park phone line and I spoke to them and I asked, hey, there's someone shining a torch into my tent. Is it one of your rangers? So they're like, we'll put you on hold and we'll double check with that campground. And then they got back to me and they said, no, the campground is actually empty. There's no rangers. I'm the only person on the island. Now,
a few hours later, as she lay inside her tent, a light began reflecting nearby. She assumed it must be park rangers. After all, no one else should have been on the island. For reassurance, she called the main number. That's when she found out the truth. The campground was empty. There were no rangers. No one was supposed to be there. Trying to calm herself, Nafila settled back down. But around midnight, the light returned.
I did open the tent zipper and I had a look around to see if I can see anyone, but there was no one there. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. I'm gonna try sleep. And then about 2 hours later, this was at about midnight, the light started shining through my tent again. So at this point I started panicking because at the same time I also heard rattling outside. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm in trouble. I need to contact the park rangers again and speak to them. I contacted park rangers and they said, look, if you're concerned, this is the number for the local police station. Just give them a call and then if it is an emergency, they can help you out. So just give this number a call and maybe they can give you some reassuring advice.
She was advised to call emergency services if she felt unsafe. Police took the situation seriously, warning her just how dangerous it could be. As her phone battery drained, Nafila went to the camp kitchen to charge it. That's when she received a private call. The caller claimed a major storm was coming at 3 a.m. and began giving her strange instructions on how to leave the island.
My phone was dying. It was on like 6%. and my battery had died. You know, I had a bank as a backup to charge my phone, but it just wasn't working. So at this point I was like, okay, I've got to head to the kitchen, because the kitchen has a vending machine that has phone banks for rental. So I'm like, I'll go to the kitchen and I'll just rent one of the phone banks. So I made my way to the kitchen, got the phone bank, and then I'm charging my phone, and then this is where things got absolutely insane. As I'm charging my phone in the kitchen, I'm getting a private call. I initially assumed it was the police, so I picked up and I said hello, and then it was a man on the other end of the phone, and he's like, hey, I'm calling from the national park. I just want to let you know you need to get the F off the island as soon as possible. Word for word, he said, you need to get the F off the island. I was like, what do you mean? He said, you shouldn't be there. The island has been completely evacuated because there is a major storm hitting the island at 3 a.m. today. I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean there's a storm hitting the island? I made a booking and I got an email confirmation and I wasn't contacted by anyone. And then this guy was like, yes, all the campers have been evacuated. That's why you're the only one there. Did you not realize when you stepped off the ferry? I said, yeah, I did realize. I just thought that no one's there because it's winter. Like, I didn't assume that the campground had been closed. And the guy's like, no, it's been closed and everyone was evacuated earlier today because there's a major storm hitting the island and it's going to be so windy that you won't be able to survive the night. So what do I do? So he's like, you need to follow our emergency protocol. I was like, okay, what's that? He said, you need to abandon all your belongings and go to the jetty. Okay, word for word. Jump into the water because underneath the boat ramp, we have a secret boat that's hidden in case of emergencies like this. You need to retrieve that boat, like attach it to whatever it's attached to. And then you've got to like pull the rope 3 times for the engine to start. It's like a little tinny. And you've got to ride that back to the mainland.
Something felt very wrong. Soon after, police contacted Nefela directly. And what they told her confirmed everything. There was no storm. She was instructed to pack her belongings immediately and meet them at a specific location.
And then at that moment when I'm still on the phone with him, I get another random number call me. So I answer that number and I put him on hold. Now the random number that's called me is the police, and they're like, hey, we got a report that there's someone shining a light into your tent. Is that true? I said, yeah, absolutely it is, but I've got much bigger fish to fry now because I've got a lunatic on the phone telling me that I need to get off the island and that I need to start the tinny, and I don't know how to start the tinny, and it's dark and I can't be on the water, like it's not safe. And they're like, whoa, calm down, what? So I explained to them, someone, supposedly the park ranger, is on the phone to me on hold, and he's telling me that there's a major storm hitting the island and that I need to leave. They checked and they're like, there's no storm hitting the island. And what you're saying sounds absolutely insane. I was like, okay, but why is this person telling me there's a storm hitting the island? So at this point I'm freaking out because I was like, does someone know where I am? Is somebody here to kill me? Is this like a serial killer playing games with me? Oh my God. The police were like, go back to your tent, pack your belongings, meet us at the jetty, we'll be there in 45 minutes.
It's 2 a.m. on the island and I'm supposed to be here for a 3-day solo camping trip, but I've just been hit with an emergency and I'm currently on the wharf waiting for marine police to come and collect me. Just packed all my stuff up and I'm waiting. It's already been about 20 minutes. I still don't see any sign of them. So, like, I am terrified, but I trust that they're going to come and save my life.
Police escorted Nefela back to the mainland. What was meant to be a 3-night trip didn't even last one. To this day, the questions remain. Was it the same person with the flashlight? Was someone trying to lure her into danger? Whatever was happening that night, it was deeply disturbing. Don dedicates his channel to the outdoors, camping, hiking, and life off the beaten path. In this video, the plan was simple. Spend 2 nights camping with his dog Bailey in the Davy Crockett National Forest. He had a couple of campsites in mind and headed out early, but right away, something felt off. A fallen tree blocked his path, forcing Don to move a large section of it just to continue. As darkness crept in, Don set up camp, lit a fire, cracked open a beer, and made some food. Soon after, he settled in for the night. The first night passed without incident, but the second night was different. Don pushed deeper into the forest to another campsite and once again set everything up. At first, all seemed fine until things started to feel wrong.
When I pulled into the campground, there was one truck already here, and they pulled off and they left whenever I got here and parked, but I don't know if they were just kind of checking out the area too, or if they were doing some fishing. I don't know, but let's see what we can scout out here. We're a pretty shaded area back here. So just had a couple of visitors, a couple guys, locals from the area, said they grew up here, and they used to spend a lot of time just kind of hanging and chilling, swimming in the old pond here. And talked to them for a little bit. Super nice guys, and they left, and about 10 minutes after they left, law enforcement shows up, and they said, "Hey, has there been a lot of activity out here? When did you get here?" I said, "Well, I got here, last night. No activity, just a couple of guys that just left here not too long ago." And he said, "Yeah, we saw them." He goes, "Okay." He looked around everything inside my tent, the Jeep, all that stuff. And I don't know, he was probably just doing his job. He's nice enough too, but I don't know, just a little unsettling. I don't know. I'm like, is this a safe area? Is it safe? Did I just luck out last night? I don't know. It doesn't give me a good feeling in my stomach.
A group of supposed locals pulled up and spoke with him casually before leaving. But not long after, police arrived. The officers began looking around Don's personal belongings, asking if there had been any activity in the area. That's when Don's stomach dropped. Why were the police searching around? Had something happened recently? Were they looking for someone or something? Don didn't know, and that uncertainty unsettled him deeply. Trusting his instincts, Don packed up and left immediately, cutting his trip short. That gut feeling may have saved his life. Katya travels alone in her camper truck, filming herself singing and sharing peaceful moments on the road. One night, she parked up at a campsite deep in the woods, alone, surrounded by darkness, with no cell service. She sat inside her van with the door wide open, singing and relaxing, when suddenly, something terrifying happened.
What the fuck? There are hunters out here. That's kind of freaky. I'm gonna close my van doors.
A loud gunshot echoed through the forest. It was close. Too close. Trying to stay calm, Katya brushed it off as hunters nearby and shut her van doors. But moments later, it happened again. Another gunshot. This time, it sounded deliberate. After the gunfire, she could hear something landing nearby. Bullets striking the ground, echoing through the grass. Katya's body jolted in fear. She ended the video and shouted out into the darkness, yelling for whoever it was to leave. Eventually, the woods went silent again. Nothing more happened, but the question lingered. What was really happening out there that night? Alex set out alone in his truck, leaving his family behind as he headed off for the day and night. Truck driving was his job, and with long hours on the road, rest wasn't optional, it was necessary. But that need to stop is exactly where the danger began. After a long day of driving, Alex found a quiet spot to park up and camp for the night. It seemed peaceful at first, until he realized he wasn't alone.
Don't want to get in this guy's way. Oh man, I hope this guy doesn't get mad. Alright, that should be good, right? Right there. What is this guy doing? You good?
Well, what's your problem?
We're just gonna pull over to eat real quick, man.
You got run over.
Oh, no. Oh, that cat almost got ran over, though. Alright, me and this guy, I think he thought I was gonna hit him or something, but I almost caught that cat right there get hit.
Alex had disturbed a homeless man who was already there. The first encounter was brief. Nothing seemed immediately threatening. But not long after, the man returned. This time, visibly agitated. Trying to de-escalate the situation, Alex stepped out of his truck to calmly speak to him and reassure him. That's when everything changed.
Dude, this guy's coming back. What?
Hey, motherfucker, move out of the way.
Huh? Ben? Are you good, man? Shit. Hey, what are you doing, dude? Hey. What the hell? What the f? Oh, that guy's trying to fucking swing that at me. I don't know what that guy's problem was, but I'm out. Oh, look, he's coming back. He's coming back.
Hey, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here.
I'm just trying to eat, dude. I'm gonna leave. You're.
Hey, leave, man. Get the fuck out of here.
I know. You're good, bro. You're good. Chill.
Without warning, the man charged at Alex, a golf club raised in his hand. Alex didn't hesitate. He jumped back into his truck and drove away, escaping before the situation could turn even worse. Truck camping, and camping in general, can be unpredictable. You never truly know who might be nearby, or what they're capable of. Dan is an experienced outdoorsman, known for his long hiking and camping adventures. He's spent days, even weeks, alone in the wilderness. Most of his trips are uneventful, but not all of them. This video adds to that list. Dan set out early at 4:15 a.m., beginning a hike through the woods before sunrise. As he moved through the darkness, something caught his attention. A light.
I just happened to turn as I'm filming, and out of the corner of my eye, I then snapped my head back because I've spotted, unbelievably, at something past 5 in the morning on the side of a mountain in the murky, stormy, rainy, windy weather, I've spotted a light right there, only a matter of a 10-second walk away, if that. And you can imagine that I have that moment where the pit of my stomach becomes the most prominent part of my body, all-encompassing fear and dread that takes over you, to be in that location at that time of the morning with nothing else around, not even light around me. And there is, not necessarily a super bright, but a very clear and obvious light right on that track that I've only just moments ago walked over myself.
There were no roads nearby, no houses, just forest. Suddenly, the realization hit him. He wasn't alone. Fear crept in as the darkness surrounded him. Alone in the woods, anxious and unsure, Dan tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was a farmer, maybe another early hiker. He stayed back, recording, keeping his light on, hoping whoever it was could see him. But no one approached.
At that moment, like I say, there's a bit of fear, but I managed to sort of console myself, thinking Well, we're in classic farming territory here. This is almost certainly just a farmer out on his morning rounds, doing his first checks on the flock or whatever they do in the early hours. So I'm at an area that is relatively popular to stop and have a quick drink and a break at. So I think I'll just stay here for a few minutes. I'll sort out the charging cables for charging my watch because the battery life's terrible on it after 5 years of tracking activities and all that sort of stuff. I record a bit to camera. I think the farmer will come up, we'll have a quick word. They can go about their day knowing that I'm not camping on their land and leaving a load of rubbish or a broken tent somewhere. And I'll be able to go about my day knowing that, oh, it's just the farmers going about their daily business. So anyway, I wait there and I wait there and I film to the camera and I have a little drink and I change all the wiring of my charger. Nobody ever comes and I don't see any sign of that light again. Now, at the time, I was in two minds over whether it was a dim setting on a head torch or a phone light. And so I was very aware that I could have been being observed and filmed at that moment. And so, looking at the footage now, if we zoom in, you can see there's actually a secondary light pulsing away next to the main light. And I believe that that is the infrared sensor pulsing out its light into the ether, trying to do whatever these phones do. And I think I was being recorded on a mobile phone there.
Later, Dan reviewed the footage and noticed something unsettling. What appeared to be a torch, and possibly another light, as if someone was recording him too. Had the roles been reversed? Was Dan unknowingly scaring someone else? As daylight rose, Dan searched the area. There were no signs of another camper. No tent, no gear. Just a pile of rocks. Somewhere, someone could have been camping. To this day, Dan doesn't know who or what was out there with him. Camping can be peaceful, but as these encounters show, it can turn dangerous without warning. Sometimes the real threat isn't the wilderness, it's the people, or the feeling that something isn't right. Trust your instincts. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more unsettling encounters.